Yeah. Wait, I call it Ricky calling right now. Let me send him the link. Hold on, because it got me
I'm gonna send you WhatsApp chat.
Oh, oh Lord. You live already?
Yes, ma'am. 5 minutes and 35 seconds. Ready?
Yeah, man. Good night, everyone. Welcome to the Virtuosity Show this evening. It's all about paying tribute to our friend Andrew Phillips, who just left us and went to meet his ancestors. So this evening show is going to be one of those, I would say, share moments. We're not going to get too gloomy over here. I got my friend Ricky Jerome, who is a steel pan player from New York City, and hopefully he's from Trinidad and Tobago originally, and we worked over the years with Andrew, so we have years of history, and we also have other musicians dropping into the tribute that we're paying to Andrew this evening. So I hope you guys tune in, log on, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also to our Virtuosity TV on Facebook as well. Thank you. So let me see, where Ricky get in the room yet?
He's not in as yet. Just waiting for him to come up.
Let me tell him use the last link.
Okay. Just want to say a good night to everybody. Sorry we're late. I'm a little hold up at work. All the same,
I was telling Facebook that you got 9 to 5.
Yes, sir. Still on a 9 to 5.
Bills gonna get paid, I tell you.
Oh, bills have to be paid. Definitely. So for those who are just logging in and watching the lives, just like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, send a friend, and tell us where you're from. You can put in the comments where you're from and what you expect from the show.
Correct. I know we can get wax, relax, bring it on backs.
Yeah, I know for sure.
You heard that call, Kerwin? I was going through it from Monday. Okay, I think I was doing the most last week, and my body just said, "Listen, you think that you just run things, I can throw you down right now." So right now I'm nursing a bug that I picked up from somewhere, and hopefully I can get rid of it by time now and tomorrow.
Oh boy.
Hmm.
Well, there's something that you can take for that.
Let me see.
I don't want to advertise it right now, so
But listen to me, by all means.
that's for a different time.
We want to know about this drug.
We'll do a full thing
Herbs.
on that one, man.
Let me call Ricky. Hold on. You can say with this girl calling me. Hold on. I like that one. Ricky, we was late. I just sent you the link. Click on. We on live right now. Waiting on you.
I on the thing on it. I know what's
No, the
I
last
see
link.
it.
There's a link that I
He has
sent
to
you. The
come out to
last
that
link
one
that I
first.
just sent. Just click on that one.
Alright,
Disregard the first one that I sent you.
it was it,
Yeah,
So
so you
the
gotta log
last
out of there
one, the
first.
last link that I just
last
sent
one.
you. Yeah, you click on that one. Got it?
Let me see. Say enter in the studio
Yes.
because I was seeing you talking.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because that one wasn't going through because we were connecting it to YouTube.
Mm.
So we on right now. We actually here on TV talking. You.
So, all right. So you
I'll
want to
see
make
you
the
in a
introduction?
minute. Come on, the studio. All right, see you soon.
So go ahead and make the introduction, and then I'll
Okay.
put them in.
All right, so in case you're wondering, Ricardo Jerome is one of Andrew's like sons, more or less, the son that he never had because he has two beautiful daughters, and he has no sons. So Ricardo Jerome came into Andrew's life as he tell me, a little fella from Trinidad, a little bony boy from Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome on the show, Mr. Ricardo Jerome.
Thanks for
And
having me.
Ricky, Trinidad, big up
Welcome,
yourself,
welcome.
Trinidad and Tobago. How you doing,
Yeah.
Ricky?
I good. How are you? Okay, man. This is
Good.
Corinne. Good to meet
Yes.
you.
Hi, Ricardo. Nice to meet you.
So how are things in New York? Is it getting cold yet?
No, it is, yeah. It's still warm.
Not yet. It's still nice.
It's still warm. Yes,
I
it's still warm.
couldn't. I get accustomed to the Georgia weather. See, so whenever it comes to New York, it's gonna be cringing.
It's going to be good, but I think through the rest of the month.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, let Ricardo tell some things about himself and his history. It's all about Andrew, and we share memories about Andrew, who did a lot of great things from musicians from the Caribbean in New York and North America, more or less, because we used to go to Connecticut, we used to go to Jersey, all over the place with Andrew.
Yeah. So my introduction to Andrew Phillips was through my brother-in-law at the time, Michael Gabriel. So,
Mm,
right, Mike. So Mike was like more his son than me because
exactly.
he was rolling with Mike for a long time, and then Mike went up to Boston and stuff. But I was introduced to Andrew on one of my visits. I wasn't even living in the States yet. I would visit and come and play steel drums and stuff during the summertime. So
Mm,
we talking. I've been living here since 1997 steadily. So we would be talking about 95 or something, around
mm.
1995.
Yep.
So that's over 30 years. 30 years. So I would come up in the summertime, well, I was kind of young in the time and green in the pants, so not still not that's how I am now. So
Hmm.
I introduced to Michael, and Michael said, look, this is my brother-in-law, give him some work until my leaves up here, and that was the beginning.
Hmm.
That was the beginning of a long-standing musical relationship.
Beautiful relationship because I came in the picture with you in 2001, and
Correct.
I would never
But
forget. I was like,
we were
boy,
playing. We were playing in a place up in Rye or Rye, New York, or something like that. By
it was Westchester,
Mulligan's. Mulligan's. That was the name of the place.
Mulligan's, correct, correct. Which was like a nice country club
Well,
in,
exactly.
yeah, in
Called
Westchester, New York. It was nice. Yep, and we had a great summer that year. I remember coming back to Barbados totally energized and wanting to really make a difference in what I was doing back home in Barbados because clearly, being traveling and seeing how the hustle really happened, in
Right.
New York, I was like, I am going to apply this when I go back home to Barbados, and hence, the rest is history. It was like success, and then coming back to 2014, my return to New York would have been with another Barbadian musician who was under Tyrone, under Andrew as well, Tyrone Paris, and
Hmm.
his wife had just passed, and he had
Right.
asked me if I could join him for the summer gigging with him. And I
Right.
remember saying to me, I don't like working with you. I like working with Andrew. Because Andrew was, he made everything so much fun and so
Made
easy,
you made you
simple.
comfortable.
Yep, very easy. I'm
Yes, it
gonna
made
really
made you
miss him
comfortable.
because yeah, he
Mhm.
was really helpful. My man that had a couple gangster moves I had to make in New York. I was right there next to me. It was like, you're gonna move out, let me go. You
Yeah,
know,
even coming up
huh?
into the last, I say even in the last, days of his life before he
Hmm.
passed, I would be doing like some showcases for him. He was at the thing, and I would go up to the present,
Hmm.
set up, when I have showcase to book gigs. So
Hmm.
we have gigs that booked already for like next year, 27, from the showcases that we just did for him while being in the rehab.
That's fantastic.
Wow.
Because like he was just a gem when it came to that. He would always place you in positions that you can
Correct.
really elevate yourself if you wanted to. One of the parts
Mm-hmm.
that really touched my heart, it was like the fact that I was able to tell him what because we never know. You never
Mm-hmm.
know, like how long it's gonna last, how long we're gonna be here for. But it's
Correct.
important to let each other know how much we appreciate each other. And
While we're here.
Why
correct.
they
And I was
give him
able to
flowers
tell
by
him that.
here?
I was able to tell him that, and it was like, oh God, choke. But and I really enjoyed last summer. I cast off a couple musicians and Andrew there cackling because we went on this gig and this other Trini guy that said he used to sing with Chandelier. And the man is a whole MC, but in between the songs he's singing, he,
I,
he don't even know
I
the
know
song.
about that.
What?
And you don't know the lyrics. I
Yeah,
heard
no,
about that.
listen. I was like, my man, that's what we do for a living. You can't come around here making that kind of mock sport. So I was like, at the end of the day, we had a good time last year, and I was
Yeah.
happy
So
that I
that
was
that
able to.
that that's the question, but that just shows the type of man he is. You bring
Yep,
anybody into the fray,
exactly.
regardless,
Yep. He used to get
regardless
everybody into
of
class, man. I said, listen, I got an MC job for you. You understand? So he called you man as an MC, man end up singing people's songs. Let me tell you, he was so funny. I didn't remember stories. I mean, like literally, we used to do like we had so much fun in Long Island when I came
Mhm.
back up, and it was like just hanging out and vibes in and having a good time after the gigs and you know
Even coming by your house in Queen and El Monday before you moved out.
yeah, that was so good. When I was moving from New York and the whole gang, we had the whole gang. We do a cook up first, and then we had to
Mhm.
pack the moving truck. So we had to get it going. So Ricky was there, Andrew was there, Andrew and was it was like we always enjoyed hanging out together. A little one big extended family, and I
Right.
hope that not because he is not no longer here in the flesh, but I am praying that we are able to come together as musicians even more and
Yeah.
network and really look out for each other because let's talk about it when we're getting older and
Mm-hmm.
you don't take care of your business.
Correct.
It's real hard. It's hard on you because you're an entrepreneur. So if you're not planning for your future, your retirement, or for illness and all those kind of different things, people don't realize that when we charge money for a gig, all of these things we have to pay out of our pockets. We don't get
Mm-hmm.
the all the 401ks and all the different things when you're working in a corporate job.
Corporate
So we have
job,
to
yeah.
invest in those things ourselves, you know. So when you learn from the older musicians and you see, you know, the ups and downs, because we all go through our peaks and our valleys all the time. It's a cycle. And you know, for the younger musicians, you want to be out there that want to come into the
Mhm.
business, you got to understand you have to apply discipline. You know,
Yes.
you got to treat it like a 9 to 5 because it is a job, but you got
It's
to
a
really treat
job,
it
yeah.
like, yeah, you really got to apply that discipline, that you got to
Because
get up and
you gotta
go.
you gotta create your own 401k
Yep,
or your
that's too. And having
IRA.
and making sure you have an insurance, medical insurance, not
Mm-hmm.
just because we normally, when we go to gigs, private gigs, we would have liability insurance just in case anything happens to somebody
Yes.
on the gig or with the equipment or whatever the case may be. But we definitely got to really, you know, get this next generation of musicians to really take the craft seriously from that aspect, you know?
Become pro.
Huh?
Gotta go pro.
Exactly. That's the only way. I
That's
say,
it.
And you know, recently, that, I was even talking to one of Andrew's daughters, and I was telling her, you know, you should try to keep his legacy alive because people are going to still be calling. He will have clients who don't even know of his demise. That will
mm-hmm,
be calling him when the year turns around or trying to book on, you know. So I was trying to tell her that, you know, you should keep his phone, you know, manage the calls and still keep his legacy alive, keep the name going, you know, because for
mm-hmm.
the amount of time that he's been in the tri-state area,
Correct.
um, that is something that should continue, you know.
Mm-hmm,
And let her, you know, I tell her you should continue it, you know.
mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's something we would see, but, you know, that was my
Mm.
thought at the time.
Yep. When you look at the kind of relationships over the years, I mean, that he's built, like let's say for instance, our place at Oyster Bay, what's it called again? The
The question,
Crescent, right? That
yeah,
place is like the creme de la creme for weddings in Oyster Bay in Long Island, right? So weddings and corporate parties and different things like that. Andrew held down that relationship for what, 45 years? How long I was?
yeah, about that,
Huh?
yeah. Um, from what the staff there was telling me, you know, he's been there over 35 to 40 years. He's been working with them. So
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
because um, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be almost 30 years of here. So that's even before
Wow.
in
Yep.
27 in 27 I'm gonna have 30 years.
Wow. I'm
In,
still a young one here.
yes, yes.
Still coughing. Let me tell you something. I can take a shark coil when I done this here, so
Mhm.
lick
You know,
it
that's
out.
something that a lot of people don't know about shark oil, you know.
Was that the cool?
Yeah, that it works pretty cool.
Oh yeah. I mean, I used to go run because
From
when I was a
from the
little
shop.
girl, my mother used to be like, "Yeah, come. You hear a bear cough? Go home.
Shark oil
Some aloe
time.
vera, huh?
Shark
And
oil
some
time.
shark oil, huh? It tastes nasty, but it works. So
Anytime you go out Barbados, bring me some.
hmm?
As I was saying, anytime you go back Barbados, bring me some. Or whenever I go down there myself, I'll
For
get some.
sure, for sure.
I'll
Yes,
get
we
some.
gotta like and subscribe,
Mhm.
like
All
and
right.
subscribe and share the page. Listen, at the end of the day, right? When we look at these stories, we have some jokey stories, but I ain't gonna get on here and share all the Andrew deep dark
Mhm.
secrets because, you know, we carry that to the grave, right? Literally, You could take those things with us. But we had some great times. Andrew told me stories about him being on the road with Square One, driving them
Mhm.
from New York, I think, and he went into, I think, somewhere with Square One. He do all sorts of work with everybody. And from Square One to Arrow, the keyboard player that worked with Andrew for years, his name is Brian Walker. He was actually a producer for Arrow, right? The hot, hot, hot. You know who Arrow is, right? Not Sparrow, Arrow, right? And then
Yeah.
Brian Walker, they were like two peas in a pod, rolling together for all these years. And then there's the other guy, Bugs from he's from Trinidad.
Yeah.
And
Even
so many, yeah, so many musicians. Such an honor and a pleasure to work with so many of them. And yeah, we became an extended family, you know what I mean? So we kept the family close, and Andrew was really the kind of person that he will always be concerned if something happens to you. He would always check in and say, you all right? When I was moving down here, and I told him, I was like, Andrew, I'm moving to Georgia. I made up my mind, I'm moving to Georgia. I want to be down there. Andrew was like, all right, I can get some names.
Mhm.
And it was like a network right on the spot, right? And
Right, yeah.
that's how he was. And then when it was time to move, he was like, don't worry, take care to these people, you can get a truck, right? You would have taken that. Andrew was living in Barbados for yesterday. Andrew lived in the States from 90. Tell me he moved to the States in 70.
70, yeah.
When he was the year before he was born, he was working with the I think he was working with the Barbados consulate in New
Mhm.
York, or the diplomat or something like that. And then he was like, he broke out and went straight up
Yeah.
rogue as a musician after that. So that's how it started. And he made sure that if he was in trouble in any way, as I said, he's the kind of person that would be like, you
You
gotta call
call
Andrew.
and do
Correct.
advice from, he will tell you how to get it done.
Exactly.
He will tell you
Exactly.
what you have to do to get it done. Because
See?
he was like, and plus he was like a GPS. I do know the road like the back of his
Li-
hand.
Listen, he used to curse Waze so bad because me know navigating driving through New York, I get used Waze because I don't know no way. I'm a
Mhm.
pigeon. So I drive in and I do come to this. No, put that down. Stop that. Come to this exit and you go straight. But
Aye.
listen, I used to be like, listen, you see all that talk? I can still follow Waze though. Call. I ain't you. I ain't gonna get lost.
Mhm.
Right? And he was that person. I remember back in when I was there in 2001 when we went all the way up in the Poconos. I think that was a gig that we used to do up there in like a nice uh, some sort of country club up in there. And
Mhm.
like Andrew had to like wait, look, watch the map back there. You had no ways, right? And the man knew
Mhm.
every single road, every back road, every way to beat traffic.
Yeah.
He used to be on our case about being on time, making sure
Mhm.
you left at least 2 or 3 hours before the
But
gig. Huh?
you wasn't even in the times when you had to go on your computer and get MapQuest and get your directions. And then you print out your directions and you have your three pieces of paper from your computer paper and that's your directions how you're going to get to this place, Because when I was GPS in them times, so that on the computer you used to go on a thing called MapQuest. You
Correct.
put in where you're going and
Yes.
then you get all the directions and then you print out that now. Take that
Correct.
shit when you jump in your car, you read a couple, and that's how you're going to get back in the day. So this how long.
Hmm.
Wow.
That's saying else here.
Think how easy we have it today.
But today you have your phone, you just jump on your phone and then it's telling you in real time how much time you're gonna take to get there. I found a faster route that's gonna save you 5 minutes. Do you want to jump on that? It's just technology
Does he really
advances.
not see this? Or
Hmm.
yeah.
It was something. Listen, Because if you miss, you're in traffic for
Yeah, because
hours.
yeah,
And
like,
you better be on time. Because let me tell you, if you miss, especially on the belt,
mm-hmm,
when you coming out from Brooklyn, okay, and you heading now to Queens to get to Long Island, my man,
yeah,
that's like slow syrup traffic on the belt. So you gotta make sure that you leave
you leave,
home with ample
you
time to
leave,
make sure you gig
yeah,
on time.
he'd say leave home. If the gig is 6 o'clock, he said leave home 12 o'clock and go up there and then sit down and have lunch. Beating it, you know? Because
What
anytime you
happened?
leave later, you're
Always
gonna
how we
end up
go.
in problems.
Yep. He was a serious. He don't used to play with his money. Mm-mm.
Wow.
So I was looking forward to seeing Rawl on here, but Rawl telling me he can't log on the ship internet.
Right, right.
Huh?
Yeah,
Let me
that's
see, let me,
terrible.
let me see if
Huh?
I can send, let me see if I can send this link to maybe a couple like call. Did you send it to Brian?
Yeah, Brian and Malcolm, because those are the
Mm,
people that I mean, like they knew my Andrew from the jump too. Because I
yeah.
was telling somebody the story that I was in the boatyard performing with my keyboard
Mm,
player who's now on the cruise ship, and the guy came up to us was Malcolm. I was asking us,
okay.
hey, you want to go to y'all want gig in New York? I was like, right now, any season, things in Barbados can be dead. I'm ready to go. Have passport, will travel. And it was out. Let me tell you, it's be so much adventure for us. And the night I met my husband, right, was actually
Mm-hmm.
because of Andrew.
Correct.
Because
But yeah,
Andrew took me to the gig that they were playing at right
mm-hmm.
off right off the jumbo jet. Straight off the jumbo jet. And
Yes.
yeah, so I mean like that's how we used to roll though. Just come and hang out and drink some drinks.
Yeah. If you're in the area and have another gig and you finish yours, you go and have to the other gig, you jam 2 songs, you know, whatever.
Exactly. It's
Once
exciting.
you're in the area, you know,
I
you
can
still
really listen.
you finish for
I live here. I live here, but I'd be like, I love the summers in New York. The summers in New York, you can't beat the summers in New York.
can't beat it.
Say action everywhere. Kerwin, you go everywhere. There's something going on in New York, whether it is Prospect Park, um, anywhere. And Ricky plays at Footprints on Sundays, right?
Yeah, we Sunday night.
And that's a very popular because their cuisine is like Caribbean American
Yeah,
you know,
Buckeye.
menu. So
They,
yeah, so it's
that place
very
is
very
called the home of the Rasta pasta. So when they have people talking about Rasta pasta all over the place, it was invented right there.
it was invented by Footprints, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
And the guy Bobby that owns it, he is Jamaican.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have to take a trip there.
Yeah, so I played there on Sunday night, year round.
That's a nice vibe. I might definitely go. I'll spend a couple days in New York when I go over for the memorials service, and because
Right.
we're gonna be doing it up big for Andrew, sending it off in
Definitely.
fine style because he did
Mhm.
well by us, and we gonna make sure he tell me, Kim, and this is last year, Kim,
Mhm.
I don't know how much longer you got, but make sure that the door run out of food and the door run out of drinks. If they
Yeah,
run
they
out of drinks, they're coming to haunt
actually
you.
Malcolm just called me a couple days ago and was telling me, he don't know what he want me to do food wise, but they want me to do a couple of dishes, you
Mm.
know. So I gotta probably try and collaborate with Aaron also and see what he's
Because
gonna do.
Ricky's a big chef too, Don't get twisted. Me and Ricky's do cook up. The first
Yeah.
thing
Yeah,
Oh,
actually, right now
we do
I'm
cook
doing a
ups.
little restaurant now. I'm doing some cooking at a little restaurant here in Brooklyn. Just started a couple for they're doing Taco Tuesdays. So
Mm-hmm.
I am the chef there now for Taco Tuesdays. Now this lady, she just want me to come. She's actually Bajan born, but up here for forever, I guess, over 50
Mm-hmm.
years. So
Mm-hmm.
she left Barbados at maybe 3 or 4 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So
Nice.
we
Ricky's, listen,
collaborated on
when
some
you run
stuff.
these men, right, you talk about big back. 'Cause apart from music, we like to eat and we like to drink, right?
Mhm.
So this is big back behavior, as they call it. So Ricky and I had a cook off one time. I did jerk pork. And what you
I
to do? You
remember
do pepper shrimp. What you to do?
some we do
Tuesday
it all
up,
the time. It's so much different dishes that we
and the
do here.
curry chicken, man. Listen, Kerwin,
Mm,
when the West Indians get together is problems. We just
right.
light up Brooklyn.
Mhm.
I can't
Yep,
wait.
yep, yep. Because
Yeah.
not only like I had a lot of catering jobs where I do the food and the music. Set up the food, have the wife and my daughter serving as the servers
Hmm.
and have the band set up. So you know,
It's like
I,
when
I,
you
you take
think
on.
about, huh?
I, one thing I always had every time I do cuckoo, Andrew he say you're making cuckoo, bring me some cuckoo and small fish.
It's I just like you belly bad boy.
I will tell you, I had some cuckoo just now before I came here.
All right.
Yeah,
And
there's a
guess what
bit.
I had put in the sauce. Oh
Hi,
Lord.
hi.
I went to this event today at St. Michael's Church. Um and they had like a cultural event at the church where
Mhm.
all countries from I think they had Ghana, there was Nigeria, we had Barbados, Jamaica, Trinidad, St. Kitts and
Mhm.
Nevis, a whole set of countries. And what they did is that they brought their culture and they also brought their food, right? And it
Right.
was such a nice evening. So yeah, I made sure I was like I had my jollof rice and thing, but I was like
Mm.
I stayed in my room
For the cuckoo.
for my pudding and sauce.
Oh, you putting that sauce.
I said Kaylee Krisha came back for second portions.
Yeah, this is
There
the
he is,
mark
the
of
big guy, the big guy.
The big man, the big man. And to tell you, in May, right? My mom came up from Trinidad. We had a 90th birthday party for us. I was telling Andrew, my mom's coming up and we having a big birthday bash. And somebody was supposed to bring him out of the rehab and bring him to, the
Mhm,
function.
mhm,
And he was like, I guess he had a chemo and he wasn't feeling well and everything. But
mhm.
he made sure he's going to send some drinks, he sent someone over with a big half gallon Johnny Walker and said for that to the him, for part. And that is the kind of things he would always do.
Listen, Dick went because he when he I called him one time. He said, Kim, Dick he sneak a shot of something in a bottle and bring it for me. I can't remember what he told me it was. I think it was gin, right? And
Mhm.
in a bottle, I carried to people hospital.
If you look at another thing, when my younger brother died in 2023, and I'm going home, we're talking, and I said, my younger brother just dropped down and dead. He said, wow. When he said, well, when you go, make sure let me know. Come
Exactly.
put something in my pocket and say, like when you go down there, buy a drink or something, for the free.
He, he was such a
So,
kind-hearted person, always very
exactly,
generous. I mean, to a
exactly.
point where he was putting himself out sometimes, and it will cause some problems sometimes for him financially. But we never forget Andrew. Andrew is a good man. A
Very much
beautiful
so.
big heart. And
At the
with me,
bowl.
and my daughter was like, Kim, da 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 da, here this for your man, da 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 da. This for my boy, this for Leo, right? And he
Mhm.
was that person. He would never like leave out anybody. It's like they graduate from college. Here it is, my gift,
Right.
huh? Right? So with him bringing, like, he worked with like Frankie McIntosh. He worked with who else? My boy Freddie, who was Alverna de Congo's brother.
Mhm.
Freddie passed before Andrew, unfortunately. But the last time we took pictures in my backyard in Elmont before he moved, Freddie was all up in the pictures. We were having a ball, and
Yeah.
because I still have the video, and I look at it and I laugh, I smile to myself. I say I can still have memories of my crew,
Mhm.
right? And
Mhm.
with Andrew would work with like Arturo Tapin. Andrew would work with everybody, like from the biggest names you could think about, right? And it's like the way how he carried himself was so humble, so never, no fuss nor nothing like that. He had so many different experiences that he used to tell me about, like when he was driving limo, and he worked for this body, and it used to be like, you work with that person? And it's like, yeah, I worked with that person for years. And he had his life, he traveled quite a bit. He did work with somebody, I think a doctor in the south of France. And Andrew went all over the place. So he
Mhm.
lived his life to the fullest, you know, and but he did it, as I said, he did it his way. So
Mhm. Yes.
I am happy that we crossed paths and we linked up the way we did. He told me, Kim, you don't remember me? I saw you when you was a little girl with Chocolate Affair when you first joined the band. Socks is my cousin. I was like, you remember? Yeah, on the Beijing Queen. I was like, what?
Wow.
So yeah, so that's how far back. So he was watching me from then, right? And we have a lot of like people who benefited in terms of, like, they would always call Andrew for private parties, and he would call me. Well, I don't know if he used to tell every woman that, but he used to call me he Lucky Charm. Cause he would say when I come on a gig with him, he can get at least 2 or 3 or 4 more bookings on that same night, right?
Mhm.
He said love because I he would just let me have my way and I just do my
Right.
thing. And that's why I really enjoyed working with him, because it was like a freedom of not being
Like
restricted. You know,
freedom. Yeah.
it was a lot of
Express
fun.
yourself to, how
Hmm.
you want to.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
And like I said, I
2023,
will be the one who do all the showcases for once to showcase the band for him.
exactly. And
So
that's what
once
he
the
did. He
band
was like, you gotta get your business cards, you gotta do your thing, you gotta put them things on the table so that when the people come around, and make sure that you ain't got no. When you go to on an agent gig, Andrew will tell you straight, don't put your personal card, use the agent card.
right.
Otherwise, you can get blackballed. So he used to always have you on your toes.
Wow.
He would always have you on your toes. And as I said, he had a lot of people, a lot of musicians
Yeah.
from Caribbean and from North America, always had the utmost respect for him, because he was responsible for connecting many people, you know, because he would say, listen, my boy, I call him my little brother still today. That's Nicky, right? And
Mhm.
with Nicky, and then I worked with Earl Brooks Jr. because of Andrew, right? So it's like a lot of the I would say the younger musicians was like passing through Andrew. Excuse me. Anyway, so let's go to break. Let's go to a musical tribute to Andrew, and we'll be right back with Virtuosity TV. Let's go.
Girl, mash it chat, so
Getting
coffee, your body on
fun.
attack. Wine it, girl, wine it, wine it. Give me more, give me more. Drop low, take time, then rise it. Vibes on vibes, we not done. Wine it to the max, don't hold back. Spin it round now, bring it
Yeah,
right
getting any
back.
response from
Jump on
Malcolm
the
and them?
wave, girl, mash it chat, so coffee, your body on attack. Wine it, never relax. Push it, just like that. Island queen, you're on the map. Wine it, girl, to the max.
Hey, we back.
Yo, yeah.
What's
Yes, sir.
what is one of the most comical moments you had with Andrew, Ricky?
Man, I'm trying.
Oh
I'm
God.
trying.
Huh?
There's so many things that comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I guess would be driving. One time, it's not comical, but he fell asleep at the night,
Uh-huh.
and I had to tell him, man, come across, pull over here, and let me drive because you tired, man. And I was because you know how he would be, he's going so much, he's tired.
Correct.
I'm driving, and I'm keeping an eye on him, and hey, you're sleeping, man. You jump. No, you gotta pull over. You gotta pull over. I'm gonna do the driving, and from that, every time me and him are on the gig together, although if we're on the gig together,
Uh-huh.
I'll end up driving for him. you know. So,
Listen, I was laughing the last because that's when I cussed out the guy last year because we were coming from a gig in Jersey and
mhm.
he decides that he want to drive. He don't trust Andrew's driving. He want to drive. Andrew was like, man, I good to drive. I good. And the man pelt down through every. Andrew's like, no, 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 don't go through there. That's a toll. That's a toll. Man went through, man went through every single toll. I feel that we must get about 3 or 4 tickets that night. But the man was gunning. And I was laughing because I said, you know what, when I see this man tomorrow, I just want to get home safe in one piece tonight, but he can get it.
Right.
And he got it the next day. And he was like,
Yeah,
where this
have
woman?
it.
He's like, where this woman come from? I was like, yeah. I might look cute and everything and my pretty clothes and things, but don't mess
And
with
he
me.
said he don't want to be on no gig with you after
Exactly.
because he don't want to be on a gig with you after.
I laughed and was like, listen, don't play with me and don't play with Andrew. You understand? And he was like, the next thing he's like, this woman crazy. I was like, mm-hmm. I said, you don't mess with us. No. And I went, I remember the night, one night we had a party by Tyrone's house. Um, we had a party by Tyrone's house and my man Andrew, listen, Andrew boy, Andrew has some he will hold up on the chair, but Andrew has some moves. That big guy has some moves, right? We had so much fun. A lot of times when we look back at people, we look back at life. We go on a journey of being musicians and loving what we do, and you know, enjoying the company around us. Um, as I said, the whole fellowship, eating together, hanging out and jamming and stuff like that. That's what we enjoy doing. Um, Anybody that's online right now that want to join the live, feel free, log in, like and share. By all means, we're sharing the live right now, and we're making sure that if you have any tributes to give to Andrew, you know, um, use this platform. By all means, tonight is that night where you can actually say something nice about Andrew, your experiences working with him, um, and how he impacted your life as a whether it's through entertainment. Because Andrew did so much things. Andrew was like he had fashion shows. Andrew had like Macy's on lockdown. He what else? He used to do like because Andrew was like the ultimate entrepreneur. Will try anything. You understand? So he was that one, and I remember meeting so many nice people through Andrew. I met Raskus, who is his who is a badass. Excuse my language. Accountant, CPA, and which we call him Raskus, but that's not his real name. And there's so many people, so it's a case where you want to make sure that you remember him. Come on, have a little tribute, say a couple words, let people know some funny stories about Andrew. We keep it PG over here because we don't want to tell people the wickedness that the men used to get up to. We can keep that and we can carry it to grave, right? So um Yeah. So, any questions you want to ask Ricky, Kerwin?
Um, yeah, like memorable moments.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know there are a ton of them. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but what I really want to know is like his personality, because I never met him. You
Oh,
know,
okay.
so I want to know those little things that would make anybody go like, "Hey, wow."
Andrew is one of the kindest, friendliest persons. You could be a stranger that's in trouble, and Andrew's gonna help you. He will help you. As we said that, and this was like the same with me. For him, because many times he would shut down, say his car broke down somewhere in the middle
Mm-hmm.
of the night. Ricky, they needed help. So I get up and sometimes drive up to Long Island, meet him, get things sorted out. And he would do the same for
Correct.
anybody. That,
He loved to laugh. He loved a good laugh. Very
you know,
seldomly
he
you would catch
love a
him
piece of pork.
serious. Huh?
I say, he love a piece of pork.
What? Let me tell boy, Andrew, food. Oh my God. You
Uh,
just got to Andrew. Listen, I cook some soup. It got dumplings in it. It got okras. I come in there now.
mm,
Andrew love you, belly bad boy. And he loved his drinks too. And we like I remember meeting those guys back in I think that was 2015 when he introduced me to like Ralph and Raskus and all of those guys that he would hang out with. And it was I think it was his 70th. It was either his 70th. No, it wouldn't have been his 70th. It would have been his 65th birthday,
yeah.
right? And he had a party by Dick's house. Dick, the
Yeah, I
partner
remember.
boy, Dick used to get people in beer trouble, boy, and that whole crowd. I used to laugh and enjoy, hanging out with those older guys and hearing the stories and their, adventures and Tony Carter, and that was Andrew's guy. I would always hear about Tony Carter. He worked, and they were friends from way back when, and everybody, and so everybody used to have fun around Andrew. Andrew was just a very light-hearted, light-spirited person. He never took nothing like too seriously, and he knew a lot of people. So as I said, he
A
used to
lot
always be that
of people.
bridge. Huh?
Yeah, he knew a lot of people.
He would always be that bridge. Of the gap where is like you want to get from point A to point B, Andrew is going to tell you how to get from point. He's going to navigate your way from point A to point B till you get it.
Mhm.
Yeah, but anyhow,
This summer,
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
huh?
Go ahead,
I
go ahead,
did.
go ahead.
This summer, Andrew, I had to go and dog okay for Andrew. But there's some lady up in Long Island. My lady husband said, Ricky, I need you to handle this gig for me. Da, 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 da. So I'm talking with the lady on the phone and thing, and she's like, she's been working with Andrew for over 20 years. She know Andrew. She's like event planner and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So I have the band together, and she wants a big band. So she wants saxophone, she wants guitar, rhythm guitar, she wants steel band, she wants bass, keys. So it's like 6 or 7 of us. Because I myself, you know.
Hmm.
So this is a
Hmm.
big bougie party
Uh-huh.
that we want to cover now. And then when we get there now, the lady, she has a nasty attitude, but kind of. She has a nasty attitude, and she wants all these people, and you have to whisper the music. Like you whisper in the music. The music has to be so soft. I say, what is it? So one time, we playing. Musicians like to play and get into a groove, and then she comes up and no, it's too loud, too loud. And I was saying, I'm ready to cut this woman to to MC or what do you, I say this is Andrew Giggs, so let me control it. So that I said, how could Andrew deal with this woman for so long? And the one day I come in for doing for him with this person, I ready to curse the woman. So yeah, that I have to say this man have a lot of tolerance.
Correct. He had patience. Listen, he had patience when I did it. Like what you say, like literally, that's the most disrespectful thing. I don't think people realize that. That's the most disrespectful thing that you could do to a musician or a singer, right? Is that you come in the middle of people's set, right? And you turn down because you think that we are like transistor radios. We don't have that kind of volume control. We want to give you the energy, we want to give you a good vibe, a good time. So when you do that, is like we see that as so disrespectful, you know?
Yeah. But Kim, you want to tell me about this picture here? Like what's going on in this picture?
Well, that was our last, more or less, our last hurrah with me in New York. Ricky and I cook up a storm. Ricky do all the nice curry and the grilling and thing, and we cook up and we drink up. And this was for Brian's birthday. Brian is the one at the end. Um, Brian, what's Brian's last name again? Oh Lord, that I had a senior moment, right?
Happens.
Brian Walker. And Brian Walker is one of Barbados's top keyboard players. He was with a band called Rhapsody in Germany for years, and then when he moved back to the States, he was more or less playing with Arrow. And he produced for Arrow as well. Um, and he basically, it was his birthday that night, and he used to be Andrew's like partner in crime. Whenever we go on gigs, it used to be most of the time Brian Walker. And when you talk about keyboard player that will make you want to sing, Brian is that person. Between him and Raw, for me, I used to enjoy going out on gigs with the two of them. And then next to Brian coming in, that would be Dell. He is from Nevis. All right, he's Nivision. So St. Kitts and Nevis was represented in that picture that night, and so he too, long time relationship with Andrew. As soon as he came into New York, he fell into the fold. And Dell is a very talented jazz keyboard player, and he also plays a lot at church and stuff like that. And very very talented keyboard player. And next to Dell in the back with his finger doing the peace sign is when I got the late Freddie. Um, Freddie was Andrew's partner in crime, and Freddie used to talk the most foolishness with Andrew. And you can't be on a gig and you're serious with those guys around because between two of them gonna talk so much foolishness. And Freddie had passed, I think, about 2 years ago, right, Ricky? It's about 2 years, I think. And Freddie was the brother of Alverna de Congo. Okay. Freddie used to also do what do you call that thing? He played percussion and he also did stilt walking, I think, at some point in time, or limbo or belly dance or something to that extent. But Freddie was like that person. And real cool guy, very, knowledgeable, very down to earth, very and Andrew, like as we all know, Andrew was the kind of person that, he didn't put Freddie out to pasture because he was a certain age. He encouraged him to come out on gigs, and just come on gigs, man, Freddie, and they used to roll together. And then there's Andrew there in the blue, and Andrew actually went to school at Harrison College with the late Prime Minister of Barbados, Owen Arthur. A lot of people did not know that, right? And he and all of them were like really cool and still cool up until Owen's passing. And so there's Andrew, and then there's me next to Andrew. Yeah, that's the picture with him and Owen. And well, sorry, the late Prime Minister of
Honorable.
Barbados, the Honorable
Honorable.
Owen
Owen.
Arthur. Yeah, so so and then yeah, so all of us, we tend to carry that Barbados flag, and Andrew took it for years. very high standards, and we went all the way up from as I said, we played in the Hamptons. We did gigs in Jersey. We did gigs in Connecticut. We did gigs all over the place. And
all
Andrew
over.
was just like
And even
just
the
like to
Boston,
jam, huh?
he would go to Boston too. And one time he used to, every year he used to fly to California to do a gig. He would have,
Yep,
um, yeah.
I remember because I remember when I first went back from 2001 because I after 9/11 because I left a couple days before 9/11. I went back to Barbados and it was like, oh my God, I just want to be home in Barbados. And because I missed home, I think Aaliyah had just died. That was the crazy part. The singer Aaliyah had just died in a plane crash. And it
Mhm.
did something to me. I was like, listen, I think at the end of the day, um, I need to be home with my family. And literally, as I made that decision and I went back to Barbados, literally 9/11 happened. And it was like, wow, what timing.
Mhm.
What timing. That was 2001. I was like, what timing. That was something else here. And as Andrew said, he suffered big time when that happened because a lot of his business colleagues and connections and stuff like that, a lot of people that he knew
Concentrate
personally
and
had died in 9/11. Yeah, yeah. So he directly was impacted by that. But yeah,
So,
so we, hmm?
so he was fortunate also to be the current Prime Minister of Barbados.
Of course. And listen, Andrew, as I say, Andrew was a very humble guy, carried himself very cool and calm and collective. But yeah, he was that one. He
Yeah.
was that one. And I will tell you, as I said, Arturo, and a lot of people they don't know that Arturo is actually Mia's first cousin,
okay.
the prime minister's first cousin. So when Turo came up to New York, he was gigging with Andrew. Andrew was putting him at top end, high end gigs, right? So you see that the relationship, he always reached back and helped musicians and entertainers from Barbados. Up until this year, I actually was trying to get another young lady to work with him, but by that time he was actually in the hospital, you know, and he was like, I wish I could help her, Kim, but unfortunately, you know, I can't do nothing right now. And I knew exactly what he meant when he said that, and it was like, she missed her boat though because he had actually was asking me about her for the last 5 years.
Wow.
Who's
And
that?
every time he approached her, he was asking about her. He was like, listen, I want to work with her. And I was like, but why is she not coming? And now finally, when she made up her mind that she wanted to come, it was too late.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. But we still gonna do our thing because to me, ultimately, learning from Andrew opened up my eyes in terms of being here in Georgia now and wanting to do the same thing for us as West Indians here. Because a lot of the times people here don't really know how to navigate. And I've been learning how to navigate here. So I'm still learning. So my thing is you have to be able to reach back and pull along.
Pull up somebody.
Exactly. And that's the whole thing. And not think that we are competing or comparing with each other. We all have our gifts and our talents. We love,
Yeah.
because music is such a beautiful healing. You could be in the worst mood and you go to a gig and you hear musicians like jamming and we playing from love. We play from our
Yeah.
souls, from our heart. And that changes your whole mood instantaneously. That's the gift that a true musician and a singer has, right? Because as I say, you could be having the funkiest day. You understand? You might feel like you want gun, you know, unfortunately. But by the time we're done with you, you're in a better place. That's
Yeah.
the beauty about being around musicians and
Yeah.
singers. Is a very soothing thing for the soul. So we're happy and we're thankful and grateful to have each other and moving forward as we getting older now because we are not that age yet, but we getting there. And it's important to understand and pivot so that you can help the next generation of musicians and singers that want to come out of the Caribbean, that want to have an opportunity to find a way for themselves, you know? And sometimes we come from places that are limited in terms of like what you have going on in your country. You might got a carnival crop over. Um, but then when that season is done, it's like, what next? And the fact remains is that we really have to, you know, really push and promote our music from our countries and, you know, show them how we just do it because we are the life of the party. Don't care where West Indians go. I love us because I see how we just like two pots licking.
Mhm.
It's a wrap. You know, we ready to go. So, and people love that about us. When people see us do that, I want to be involved too. I want to get in there too. You know, so, you know, people like Andrew created that whole platform. And, you know, we will continue his legacy from wherever we are. We will continue his legacy because a man like him showed us that you can actually do very well. Yeah, in
Yeah.
business. You just got to play your discipline. You have to be more business oriented, you
Yes.
know. And once you do what you're supposed to do, which is be on time, you know, come looking
Yeah.
like you come to play the part. You understand?
Mhm.
And make sure you keep your repertoire, and that's my 2 cents in. Make sure you keep your repertoire like always moving, you know, so that you got X amount of songs. You could come and do this gig tonight, and tomorrow night you do another gig, and you could do a completely different repertoire. That's
Yes.
discipline,
Yeah.
right? He used to call me a music encyclopedia because I know him must see every song he called. Every song, Kim, you know the song? And they start singing, right? And that's because over the years, like you're constantly learning new songs, bringing new material, keeping your audience fresh, you know, so that you don't feel stale, you know, you don't be, you know, because that it was monotony that really kills the spirit of the entertainers, you know.
Right.
We like excitement. So there you go. But any last words you want to say, Ricky, before we tune out of
Well,
the podcast because I try to
Yeah.
get Raw on, but Raw, what he tell me? He say, "Oh Lord."
cheap
Oh
internet,
Lord.
man.
Huh?
Internet.
Cheap internet, no
I'm
good.
Yeah,
I
cause
am looking I'm looking forward to the jam session
me too.
because it's going to be epic. It's going to be epic. All the cream of the crop of the musicians in the tri-state area, all of whom work with Andrew at some point in their life before branching off and doing their own thing. But
Hmm.
all of them who play the instrumental part of their life and the skill sets now.
Mhm.
So
Hmm.
that and how to navigate this and how to do that, and so the jam session is what I'm really looking forward to. Looking forward
Yes,
to the.
me too. Cause I
Because
telling you, it's like as Ricky said, look, man, listen, cause we gotta send off Andrew properly. You know, at the end of the day, you can't have to this man. Show him the respect. And
Mhm.
so
That's what you
on the
wanted.
25th, make sure that if you're in the New York area, um, I think I shared the flyer for the memorial service, and then the after pass will be at the American
The
it's called
Legion
the
Hall,
what's it called, Ricky?
the American Legion Hall.
The American Legion. So that's where we're having the after pass. So that and they're gonna be ram off to capacity. So if you're in the New York area, make sure you come out, you pay your respects, you know, hang out with your musicians and your singers, and you know, we can get this network going thing. So because that's an opportunity then, because a lot of us ain't seen one another in years, and
Correct.
opportunity to, you know, reconnect. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to seeing you and Karen and
Yes.
the whole crew,
Yeah. So
you
Kim,
know.
You think it's possible we could actually live stream from the funeral?
Yes, I will definitely be attempting, hopefully with my phone, because I ain't gonna got nothing else. I can use my phone, and I will definitely try to get as much content I can get on the spot.
I can do it to once you get into the account, I can set it up to go live also.
Okay, perfect.
Same
So that's something to look
today.
for. That would be something to look forward to. So we'll definitely set that up then.
Just shoot me a message the day before
Cool.
so I can set.
All right.
Yeah.
So we was online. I hope y'all enjoyed the
Before you
show
wrap it
tonight.
up.
Huh?
Kim, before you wrap it up, you gotta tell me about this picture here. Where was this? And
Oh, that
if
that
you
was
remember.
at, let me see. that would have been the Crescent for a cocktail
Yes,
party. That would have
yes,
been at
I
the
can
Crescent
see.
for a cocktail party.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Or that, because we normally used to do cocktail hours before the wedding reception, right? And I love them little jobs. Them 1 hour jobs is pay some good money, right? So me
Yeah,
and
what?
Andrew, go he
Yep,
playing pan and thing and I singing, right? So that was at the Crescent. That's in Oyster Bay in Long Island. Yeah. And we used to always have, as I said, Andrew for me was an easy person to work with. He would allow me to just like call my songs, call out my repertoire, and he would be like, all right, let me go. Right. And I love that freedom to be able to express myself as an artist and as a singer. So he allowed that flow to happen for me without the restrictions.
Awesome.
It wasn't like a
Huh?
communist. So it wasn't like working for a dictator.
Correct. We didn't call the names because you see, let me tell you, musicians be something else sometimes. You be on a set, right? And a man just want me the superstar.
Mhm.
I ain't calling the name, but Ricky, you know who I talking about, right? And it's be like, oh, God damn, you can't even sing, right? And you got your microphone turned up the loudest and got the guitar. Oh, it just slipped. And got the instrument turned up the loudest.
Wow.
And I was like, no, I don't like working with people like that. I love working with people that allow themselves to use creativity to express themselves and to bring out the best in each other, because as I said, music is a whole vibe. When you're working with musicians you've never worked with before and you men just lock in and I got you, I could hear you, I could feel you, and we just punch in and we go on, right? And as I said, I am looking forward to the next chapter for us and wanting to build on the legacy that Andrew Phillips, as they used to call him, the white people, the Caucasian people would call Andrew Andre. They never called him Andrew. They always call him Andre. I was like, who's Andre? What the hell is Andre? But anyway, so to the legacy, to Jan, to the other,
Trisha is her name.
What's her name? Trisha. Listen, Jan and I are too crazy because Andrew used to always say, you two of y'all could be sisters, right?
Right.
So to Jan and to Trisha, I want to send out my heartfelt, deepest condolences to you guys. Your father was a gem. We love him. He will always have a special place with us in our hearts, and we will continue to build on his legacy, right, for the next generations to come. So with that being said, thank you so much, Ricky. I'm looking forward to jamming with you. I miss you. I miss Karen. I miss New York. So I'm looking forward to this send off. So guys, say good night.
Good night.
Peace
Good
out.
night. Until we
Good night.
again.
Thank you. Peace.
Peace out.
Don't close down your thing yet here, Ricky.
Huh? Uh-huh.
Don't shut down yet.
Okay.
That's all you went.
Huh?
That's all you went.
What?
I'll tell him when he can close it.